My name is Daniel Pink. I'm the author of a few books, including Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us, and A Whole New Mind, Why Right-Brainers Will Rule the Future. The new normal is a landscape where every assumption needs to be called into questions. Assumptions about motivation and how people perform at high levels, assumptions about how companies are governed, assumptions about the relationship between producers and consumers. I think that in some ways everything is up for grabs, and both the individuals and organizations that will perform at the highest level are those who are willing to challenge some of the very deeply embedded assumptions that are showing don't work very well. I think the evolution of business in general is to rethink certain practices, certain technologies and things. I think that's been accelerated and given a deeper sense of urgency by the recession. I think that some are ignoring it, hoping that it's going to go away, hoping that the landscape will return to the status quo when all the rumbling beneath the surface is done. And I think that that's a false hope. I think rethinking, as I mentioned before, some of these assumptions, this idea, for instance, on motivation, that the way to get people performing at a higher level is to offer these kinds of carrot and stick contingent incentives. I think that needs some rethinking. They worked for a long time when people were doing relatively simple, straightforward things. Now I think there's a lot of evidence, as the economy ran off the rails, that they don't actually work that well. That they're not inherently bad, but they have some flaws. And I think one of the problems is that when we see certain things not work, we need to say, is it because of the actual nature of what we're trying, or is it because of the intensity of it? It's not going to be easy for anybody. I mean, and I think that one reason why these kinds of if-then carrot and stick motivators have persisted for so long is precisely because they're easy. They're easy to implement, they're easy to measure, and they produce results in the short term. That is, people will respond to them. If you offer me a bonus, if you say, hey, I'll give you 1,000 quid for doing something, I'm going to start working. And there's other stuff. If you want to infuse the workplace with a greater sense of purpose, if you want to allow people to move toward greater mastery, if you want to promote greater self-direction in offices and factories, that's really, really hard. I think it's possible to recast many kinds of jobs to be much more autonomous and much more fulfilling. There's one study that I write about, one example that I write about hotel janitors. Not a job that most of us would want. Hotel janitors that were able to, had managers who said, when you go into a patient's room, feel free to talk to them. Feel free to help out on the floor if you want to help out a nurse. And those kinds of janitors increase their job satisfaction, increase their tenure. It's a very small little tweak to say you're part of this larger health enterprise. You're not simply some kind of robot who comes to sweep floors between 7 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. I think the response should be, maybe we should try a new approach. Instead, what you have is people saying, well, maybe we just need more carrots. Maybe we just need sharper sticks. And I think in many ways, this is taking us down the fundamentally wrong path.